Origin character several person backgrounds are different from state system. 아, 오리진이 있으면은 배경 스토리가 정해져 있구나. No.
Oh, don't stare. How would you look after eons in some ghastly crypt? Your people are rather prone to death. Mine are not.
Oh yeah.
Yet when I emerged from my completely unjustified imprisonment, I found them gone. Our culture forgotten. Any trace of the world I knew all but obliterated. I must even hide my true face beneath an ever-shifting mask for fear you savages will attack me. That is how I wander this strange world, trying to uncover the truth about a history you primitive people never even knew existed.
좋았어. 위치구나. 아, 근데 언제 들어가면 좀 어려울 것 같은데. 그렇지? 올... 기회요. Yes, sir.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began.
Oh yeah.
And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead I became part of their story.
그러니까 죄수로 일부러 잡혀 들어왔는데 이제 원래 의도랑은 다르게 다른 경험을 하게 된다, 뭐 그런 얘기인 것 같아. 이 핫바데기 술.
Well now, aren't you a curious sight? If I'd had a mask to hide my bones as well as yours, maybe I'd still be walking around today. Where'd you get it? There can't be many curios like that in the world.
자랑한다. 상관 말하고 한다. 호기심 어린 시선으로 바라본다. 시체가 말하는 게 보통 일인가?
Fresh out of the crypt, are you? No, we are abnormal. It's why we hide in the shadows. Or
그렇지.
walk about like you still had flesh on your bones in your case. You even have yourself a silky mortal voice.
무슨 일이
How much
일어나는지
do you think
묻는다.
I get out? All I know is there are more like you. Well, not quite like you. But sorcerers collared on this tub, all heading to Fort Joy. Beyond that, your guess is as good as mine. Still, you'd best keep that mask on. The living don't take kindly to seeing their future staring back at them.
Understood. 아 맞다. 자막. 이거 아닌가? 게임. 키고.
How crude. I've seen more intricate design in a butcher's slab. How crude. I've seen more intricate design. How crude. I've seen more in. How crude. I've seen more intricate design in a butcher's slab.
아, 페인 성격 짜증나.
Did the murderer take him into this room? Or was he already here?
오른쪽 트리거를 눌러서 셀렉션, 선택 패널을 연다. L로 지점해서 둔다. 루시안 더 디바인, 일곱 신의 챔피언 리벨론의 구세주가 돌아가셨다. 보이드의 힘을 물리치기 위해서 자기를 희생했고, 자기 아들 알렉산더에게 리벨론의 이후의 역사를 맡겼다. 하지만 그의 죽음이 평화를 가져오진 못했다. 보이드워큰이라는 녀석들의 위협이 그 뒤를 이었고,
Now, where did I leave my caliper?
아버지와 같은 힘을 지니지 못했던 알렉산더는 보이드워큰을 막기 위해 극단적인 조치를 취했다. 그게 뭐냐면은 소설을, 그러니까 소스 매직을 쓰는 사람들을 뭐라고 해야 되지? 포구? 격리시킨 것이다.
Now, where did I leave my calipers?
달리스라는 그 조언자의 말에 따라서 리벨론의 소스 매직이 소스 마법이 위협을 줄 수 없도록 그 소스 마법 사용자들을 다 경매시키기로 했다. 그 콜로니가 바로 포트조이다. 사로잡힌 소설어들은 거기로
Where did
보내지게
I leave my
된다.
calipers?
알렉산더 역시 소설어고 소스 목걸이? 소스 목걸이를 사용하고 있지만 여전히 디바인 오더를 지휘하고 있다. 레디 웨더.
Now, where did I leave my calipers?
없앨 수 없는 마법 목걸이. 내 착용 중. 포트조이로 이송하는 중에 이동 중이다.
It seems as though there's a pattern. That can't be natural. No known associates. In fact, he seemed
you're
quite
up.
averse to spending time with the others.
Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself. There. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash.
말하는 거 봐라.
In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
Means that by the room shape you can tell your Ocean class frigate, but why?
Why? Because we're at sea, of course, and have been for several days.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits. And if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good.
왜 목걸이를 채웠는지 물어본다.
Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens.
소스를 불러일으킨다. Unleash
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
You better stop before you hurt yourself. All will, but no result. There you have it, see? The collar's function. It neuters you, of sorts. Makes you unable to cast source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
그렇구만.
No known associates. In fact, he seemed quite averse to spending time with the others.
이거 숨는 게 있지 않았나? 폴리모프를 해? 죽은 척하기. 아.
Good gods, there's been a murder here.
이런.
Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
Easy now. Why don't you move along? Get some fresh air. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does.
It was bled by magic.
Move along.
A young Magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass. The pale young woman...
Come on, please, Losa. I forgot how to say it.
이번에도 동물들하고 이야기할 수 있나? 페드로 언더스트. 좋아요.
This again?
뭐야, 꼬맹이들?
Ah, there you are. Husband. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not at all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly, deathly allergical.
The young woman seems about to raise her hand, but quickly remembers herself and nods pointedly at the excited children.
Who indeed? Why, my name is, Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb.
The children break out into giggles.
I say, it is.
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and get, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? You presume right.
어...
Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better. Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
뭔가 문제가 있구만?
I'm here because I'm magic. Are you here because you're weird? Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer.
나중에
You
들을게.
look like my daddy. His name is Frida. He's waiting for me at home.
가슴이 아프구만.
Name? Well, you aren't here on my list. Scram, eh? We're trying to catch a killer here.
그렇구만요.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce. Well, well, what have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
웃겨본다. 멈블? 신경질줄 웃겨보자.
There's some discoloration, as well as a rather disconcerting lack of tongue and gums, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook? In which case, I take it your cuisine is limited to the introduction of eggs to hot water. How disappointing. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
Stick a thumb through one of the holes in your grab and see these provide proven someone.
Oh, but to feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin once more. A most satisfactory answer indeed. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
You better be ready to talk here.
The very basics, then. I suppose that's a start. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. As per your own testimony, you can tailor and groom, but you have the taste buds of a dung beetle. Still, beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave.
You over the moon.
You should probably come to terms with the fact that you've half a mind, full stop. Rein in your impertinence, will you? I'm a fair man, but I won't spare the rod. Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach Fort Joy. Now shoo!
It was one of them.
대단하구만.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that? The ship, of course.
There has been a murder.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
Never thought you'd end up in prison,
Sick as a leper's cat. From the state of it, I'd say she's being cared for by a bunch of beardless babes who never loved anyone but their own mums. But there's more. Listen close.
Close your eyes and try to let the ambient sun and the ship fade
There
away.
now, just like that. Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news.
왜 이렇게 신났는지 물어보자. 쥐일 뿐인데.
No, you beautiful idiot. That wasn't any rat. It was the wheel. Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east.
말도 안 돼.
Burn my beard. That means if we've been travelling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly know the first thing about sauce.
No indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
그렇구만.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend
You
to
one
do
of them?
away.
A divine order loyal. They killed a sorcerer, you know. They'll hide the evidence well enough, but make no mistake.
나 생각났다. 화살표 키웠구나.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
스니킹.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like. Rolling dice. Deciding fates. Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I'm quite good at it, too. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
She chuckles once more.
That red-cheeked refusal tells me more than licking you would. But suit yourself, darling.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your sub-story somewhere else.
Yep.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp Ifan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
어이구 고마워라.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
이판 와이드 왜 살인자로 의심받고 있는지
We used to
물어보자.
know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties. No. The dead man, Fane, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The Joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself. Not eager to bow before the great Bishop Alexander, son of the Divine himself. My sentiments exactly. But Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You! What's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far? Glad to hear it. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Keep those bubbles tried on her, and if she tries to run...
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Oh yeah. 난리 났네.
My mask! She stole it. If these savages see me without it, they will have my skull for a goblet.
안돼야. 알았어. 이게 뭐 외관을 훔칠 수 있다고 하지 않았나? 아, 리체라서 피했으면 회복되는구나. 이 아줌마가 어디로 왔을까? 책도 없구만. 죽었어?
What happened? Must have been the turnips. Water? Why?
The lizard's eyes close as he slips into... You shake the lizard by the shoulders, but your...
Oh!
You shake the lizard by the shoulders.
잘못했네.
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled.
킹로드. 물 뿌리면은 정신을 잃는구나.
What you?
The lizard's eyes close as he slips.
야, 일어나야지.
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He is stopped. You hear a faint thud, thud, thud. The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor.
죽었나봐.
Fane lies motionless, curled. His eyes flicker open, but he doesn't register your presence at all. Fane cries out, then his eyes fall closed again, no matter...
Not the final dark. Not yet.
Her hand lies limp in yours. She's too...
The dice roll darkly. They're...
The young woman lies in a heap on the floor. She doesn't Magister lies on the floor, unconscious.
Crime scene. So common damage. Stand up. 여기 있던 해골 양반 어디 가시오?
And now you are silent. If only all humans were so thoughtful.
얘들을 어떻게든 깨우고 싶은데 방법이 없네. 퀵 세이브. 어택.
You shake the lizard by the shoulders. You shake the lizard by...
이래도 안 돼?
Damn. That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
아, 스테판. 섬에 가까워왔다. 알렉산더의 병원을 따르고 있지만 나는 루시안이 가끔 생각난다. 디바인이라면 어떻게 했을까? 이것이 우리가 해야 될 일일까? 내기.
God! By the fine grace, what was...
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer!
The Magister's companion doesn't blink, frozen in place at the sight of you.
Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I wouldn't. Some crazy banshee comes screaming through, and now we got void bugs swarming up top. Sorcerer mutiny!
He whispers loudly to the other Magister.
Don't just cower there, Rix. Take out your blade.
Rix grabs his sword, which shakes in the rhythm of his trembling hand. The Magisters look to each other, then back to you, and unsheath their blades with a metallic zing.
Your lies end here. Get him!
아이고야. 미안해.
The human's chief, Alexander. A curious name, but no more bizarre than anything else that species does.
얘한테 부활 스코를 쓰면 어떻게 되지? 죽나? 이 게임에서
God damn it! I need to get off this wreck. Quick.
페인팅이 꽤 비싸기 때문에.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters.
난리 났네. 뭔 노트야. 데스폭 배럴 세부비는 앞다운 스트로지. 창고에 죽음의 안개 폼을 넣어놨다. 건드리지 마라.
Great gods! Something's pounding on the hull.
The marking on the door was you press your palm against the door to open it. Your fingers clack against the wood and you suddenly feel grey. The touch leaves you numb, dull. It doesn't budge. The door groans open, but an ashen shadow
Death fog? Good thing I'm immune. Still, this means trouble.
어떻게 올라가지? 아, 이쪽이구나. 어우, 뭐야. 포이즌. 되나? 되네? 오. 딜레이 턴. 때리는 게 세네. 너 말고 오일네. 뭐야, 알아서 죽었어. 스로우. 이게 다요? 이건 망했는데.
A lifeboat. That means there's still a chance.
어우, 야.
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a... Wait. Void woken.
이 사람들
thought
무서?
void woken was supposed to be scary.
I've faced worse.
Let the games begin.
약해.
They who are about to triumph.
아닌가?
These beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
고마워.
Breathe the reaper for me.
오, 엘프 유능해. 여전히 AI가 좀 불 쓰지마. 불 쓰지마. 안돼, 너 불 쓰면 큰일 난다.
No telling when there might be more. We need to move.
Away! The sea's hungry. We don't have much time.
갑시다.
I hear something. Sounds like she needs help.
아, 참나. 가지가지 하는구만. 나.
She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck, trying to stem the bleeding of a gushing wound. With jagged movements, she raises her clenched fist and holds out a length of cloth, soaked with some kind of strong-smelling tincture. Blood quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister Siwan's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror. Blood pours out from around the bandage. Magister Siwan reaches out to you, her hand flailing. It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. Siwan clutches your arm, her eyes locked with yours. Something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder. Siwan struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly. The ship lets out a deep groan, then cracks.
일어나.
It's ripping the ship apart. This is it. She's going down.
Oh no. 괜히 쟤 살리겠다고.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
띠용.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.